Hello everyone. So in the last video we have covered an artifact called processes. In this video we will cover a next artifact which is user interfaces. Okay. User interfaces is an artifact which is mainly used for building a user screens in the IBM BPM. Okay. So again we can say user interfaces is nothing but a human services, okay, which will provide the logic and the user interfaces through which user can view and interact with the business processes, data, or a business instance. Okay. So under the user interfaces, we have a component which is client-side human service, heritage human service, theme, view, and localization resource bundle. Okay. So one by one, I'll just go with the first component, which is client-side human service. Okay. Client-side human service, which mainly enables you to build, test and run the interactive task or a dashboard or a user interfaces, which is mainly used in the processes. Okay. So it's a latest screen in the IBM BPM. So mainly this client-side human services, which is introduced in BPM version, which is 8.5.5. Okay. So client-side human services mainly uses the web technology to improve the human service performance and provides the support for business processes and data and process instance management. Okay. So we can build the client-side human service by using web designer. We can't build the client-side human services in the desktop designer. Uh, this client-side human services will run in the web browser. Okay, so it won't interact with the server. So whatever the code which is written under the client-side human services, which will be executed in the browser. Okay, and if you want to connect with the server, then we will use the Ajax services to call back to the server and get the data and show it on the screen. Okay. So to build this client-side human service, you can click on this plus button, and here you can give a client-side human service name. I just type it as first CHS and then finish. Okay. Okay, the by default here you can see coach created, which is a client-side coach, and here you can see a variable which is the input and output mapping. And if you open a coach, by default there will be a blank screen will be shown here. Okay. So we'll discuss more on this in the next video. So how we can build a screen by using client-side human services. But now, as of now, we will go with the next component under the user interfaces, okay, which is heritage human service. So heritage human services is nothing but old screens. So if your application is built in the 8.5.5 or lower version, then you can see heritage human services. All your user interfaces are built under the heritage human services. Heritage human services are provided to facilitate the migration of human services that you developed in the desktop process designer. Let's consider your screen is built below 8.5.5 version of IBM BPM. Then you can see your user interfaces are built under the heritage human services. Okay, those heritage human services will run under the server. It won't run under the web browser. Okay. So heritage human services are mainly deprecated. So for better performance or better features or security, so we have to use the client-side human services. Okay, how to create heritage human services? You can create heritage human services in the both the desktop PD and based PD. So just you can click on plus button here and heritage human service, and just name your heritage human service. Okay, whatever the code you develop by using a heritage human services, which will be executed under the server. Or we will cover how to create heritage human services, how to build a heritage human services screen in the next video. So as of now, we'll go to next component, which is theme. Okay, theme is a set of visual styles for your interfaces. So by default, there will be a BPM themes will be available in your POS application. So if you build any of the application which will be run under the one of the theme which is BPM theme. Okay, so example, if you don't want to use a BPM theme, so you want to use your own color coding for your user interfaces, then you can customize your screen by creating a theme. Okay, so for your application you will create a theme and you will attach that themes under the process of settings. Then your complete application will be run in your theme which is you defined. So okay, so just to create a theme you can click on this plus button and just click the theme and just name your theme, finish. Okay, so when you open this theme, right, so it will show you the color codings. Okay, here if you see in the design, these are the color codings which are available by default. Okay, so you can change this color codings based upon your requirement or based upon the application you want to design. Okay, so in future we will, when we are building a real-time application, so I'll be gonna create a theme, so and I'll explain you so how these themes will gonna work. As of now we'll go to the next component which is coach views. Coach views or views are reusable components. Okay, so you will be creating a views and that view will be used under the multiple screens. Okay, so let's consider you have a screen A and screen B. Okay, the both screen A and B which is using a customer address as a section. Okay, so in that case what you will do, you'll create a address as a view. Okay, which will be containing all the address details of a customer. The same we will be used in the both the screen A and screen B. Okay, so which will reduce your effort to design a screens. Okay, views are again under the views, so you can keep nested views, so there will be a parent view and child views, you can maintain it. Okay, so to create a view, again just click on this view option and you just give a name the CV. I just give a first CV and finish it. Okay. In detail, we will create one of the sample CVs in future videos and explain you so how to create a views and so how you can build the coach views. Okay. So, so let's go to the next component under the user interfaces. Okay. So which is localization resource. Localization resource allows you to offer translated version of your user interfaces based upon user locale settings. Let's consider you have application which is used in two countries, okay, India and Denmark. So in India, users, whatever the users under the India, they will set their user locale as a English. Okay, the users in Denmark, they will set their user locale as a Danish. Okay, then if your user is running your application in India, then automatically your application will be running in English based upon the user locale as selected by user. Okay, so in Denmark, if user select their local as a Danish, then the same application will be running in the Danish language in the Denmark. So I will gonna create a resource bundle. Go to the user interfaces plus button, then localization resource, then give the name. Okay, I just given a first resource bundle. Then you have to mention the key and value. Okay, so if you are mentioning as a English, then you give a key as a name and value which you want to see in the screen. Okay, and if you don't, you can manually you can add the values, or if you don't want to uh, manually, if you don't want to add it here, then you have a facility to export it and import it. Okay, just you export this um, file, then set the values and import it. Okay, that's all about this video. So we will discuss about in detail uses of this client-side human service, heritage human services, coach views, or theme in the upcoming videos. So thank you so much for watching this one. Please do subscribe.